Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric, and this is Prehistoric special episode number 230. And we're going to be talking about a theropod dinosaur. And that theropod dinosaur is Struthiomimus. And so here is an artist rendition of possibly what Struthiomimus looked like. I like this one because it's got some color right towards the head, and it's got those other types of features which I will talk about in a bit in this video. So let's actually get started. So, some information about Struthiomimus. The name Struthiomimus means ostrich mimic in Greek or Latin. Length is 14 to 16 feet, 4.3 to 4.9 meters. Height is 4 to 5 feet, 1.2 to 1.5 meters. Weight is 300 to 500 pounds. Lived 77 to 74 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period, and the fossils are found in North America and was described by paleontologist Lamb or Lambie in 1902. And so this dinosaur's been around for well over 100 years. And so this is a dinosaur that is still kind of pretty well known. So let's continue on here. And so we have here is a map of North America, and where you see these red dots, this is where some Struthiomimus fossils have been found. But most of the Struthiomimus altus uh, specimens they're mostly found in Alberta. They're mostly found in Alberta. There has been some Struthiomimus altus that have been found also in Montana, um, but there has been some uh, like a different species of Struthiomimus that have been found in Wyoming, North Dakota, and South Dakota. But that is still to be determined if that is a different Struthiomimus species or it could be just like Ornithomimus. And so Ornithomimus and Struthiomimus are sister species in the Ornithomimidae clade. And so yeah, and then we have here is a size chart. Here you can definitely see how big Struthiomimus really is compared to an average human male. And so yeah, they're kind of actually nearly the same size as us in terms of height, but it's still a pretty cool dinosaur nonetheless. And this is an iconic specimen down here in the bottom right corner here. This is a specimen that is at the American Museum of Natural History, and this is a very complete specimen. And there has been some complete specimens of Struthiomimus that have been found. And this is a classic death pose uh, fossil here, and so this is a very iconic specimen. And anybody that has actually been to the American Museum of Natural History, uh, just tell me if you actually have seen this one, and is it actually still really really cool to see? No, nonetheless, even if you actually seen the replica of this one, it would actually be pretty cool to see. And let's actually continue on for more information here. So the more information here is that it's like I said before, Struthiomimus is part of the Ornithomimidae, and so ornithomimids, and so these are the ostrich-like dinosaurs, and so that includes Gallimimus, Ornithomimus, etc. And and so their features would be just a long neck, small skull, and it's got long arms, of course, with 3 fingers. They got really long legs and they're designed for speed. And Struthiomimus speeds are pretty well up there. They can get as fast. They can be as fast between 30 to 50 miles per hour. So this is a pretty fast dinosaur. This dinosaur can like outrun the best Olympic sprinters, and probably can outrun a full blown ostrich today. And that's saying something right there. Is that this dinosaur has incredible speed, and probably like all other ornithomimids and some theropod dinosaurs around that particular kind of time, Struthiomimus was probably feathered, and these would be very close to modern day bird feathers, but they're not totally modern day bird feathers. They're going to be really really close, and and of course Struthiomimus is an omnivore. It's mostly vegetarian. It can eat, uh, like say, insects, small reptiles, small mammals, small amphibians that can actually fit in its mouth. Because Struthiomimus like all ornithomimids, they're not designed to go after large prey. They're not really going after large prey. They're more likely going to be going after things that are a bit, that are smaller, so that way they can fit in their mouth. And Struthiomimus does not have teeth like all ornithomimids, and so they're toothless, but their roof of their mouths are very rigid or rough, and so that helps them crush their food. Uh, but like if they were eating, mainly they crush the vegetation with their roof of the mouths. But when it comes to like animal food, they have to basically just swallow it whole, kind of like a snake. Or like if you've seen like a cassowary, you look at cassowaries, they'll actually eat this like fruit in like Papua New Guinea and even in Australia, Cape York Peninsula in Australia, is that they'll eat this fruit, and this fruit is somewhat kind of almost larger than its mouth, but they can swallow it really, really good. And and of course they digest that and so on and so forth and spread the seeds. But Struthiomimus is omnivorous, but it's more likely going to be a vegetarian. So it's going to eat plants mostly, but it will eat insects, small reptiles, small mammals, small amphibians in part of its diet. The environment which Struthiomimus lived in would have been a very temperate environment or seasonal. So this would actually mean that Struthiomimus lived in a climate that would actually be like having like spring, summer, fall, and winter. And so those would actually be the seasons that it would actually have. And so this is a dinosaur that was really, really well adapted to being in a seasonal type of environment. There have been plenty of trees, ferns, cycads, and flowers. Of course, no grass during this kind of time. And in that kind of time, too, 77 to 74 million years ago, you have the Western Interior Seaway, and that was the large seaway that split North America in two. And then you have plenty of lakes, rivers, and ponds. And other animals that were around were insects, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, birds or avian dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and of course, non avian dinosaurs. So the dinosaurs that we all know and love. Now, Struthiomimus will definitely have predators. It would have the tyrannosaurs like Albertosaurus and Gorgosaurus, the very fast moving dinosaurs. At that point in time, those two tyrannosaur theropods are more more likely going to be catching Struthiomimus, but it's mainly going to be the juveniles. The juvenile uh, Albertosaurus and Gorgosaurus are more likely to go after Struthiomimus because we there is fossil evidence of a young tyrannosaur. It is either a Gorgosaurus or an Albertosaurus. I believe it was said it was a Gorgosaurus. Uh, it was eating the legs of Struthiomimus or an ornithomimid uh, before it died. And so, yeah, that's actually a really cool find right there. Is that juvenile tyrannosaurs like Albertosaurus and Gorgosaurus were able to chase down uh, like ornithomimids, and that's really really cool because the juvenile tyrannosaurs were built for speed. Of course, another other types of theropods that were around, like Dromaeosaurus. Dromaeosaurus would definitely be a predator that would go after Struthiomimus, and even Troodontids. Troodontids would probably be ones to go after Struthiomimus at that point in time. Now, the extinction of Struthiomimus is mostly going to be climate change. The Rocky Mountains were beginning to rise around 75 million years ago, but it's more likely 70 million years ago when they fully started to rise up. And so there would have been a lot of earthquakes that would have been happening around 74 million years ago. And the Western Interior Seaway was retreating, and so that means that when the Western Interior Seaway was retreating, there was a lot more open land for like plants to get out to be out there, and so there was some drier environments that were actually starting to come about, some drier climates. And Struthiomimus is not adapted for a drier climate; it's more adapted into having a lot of like moisture near it. And so, and I'm not talking about rainforest type of moisture. I'm talking about like seasonal type of moisture. and then of course the plants changed. And so when the plants changed, then Struthiomimus can't eat those plants to be able to survive, and so it had to resist. It had to rely on like the proteins, so like the insects, small amphibians, small reptiles, small mammals. But of course, those ones were starting to change and also get more well adapted to actually behave differently around ornithomimids. And so here is a map of North America around 75 million years ago. And you can see in the outline here, I'll highlight it here. Here's where Struthiomimus is more likely living in, right there. And so that's where it would have been living, around that part of Alberta and Montana. And so that's where it was uh, around 75 million years ago. Next episode will be on August 29th, 2024, and that'll be a Q&A episode. So if you get any questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of Dino Chris. Like the page, you should post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messengers are private conversations, so please put your questions in the comment section on any Facebook post. And also for you YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet, so please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And also, the YouTube algorithm is that the more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. So please hit that like button, hit the like button on as many videos as you like to, and also share the video, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. And also, you can hit the notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also for your YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all. Your questions do mean a lot on the Q&A episodes. So all of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome. You're giving me some great questions for the Q&A episodes. And also keep your questions short and to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I'll post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads, same thing, at dino.chris.pf. I'll post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of people around you, and also for you younger people out there, to make sure you're listening to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you could have. A good education is very important to have a good education, because with a good education, you get a good job in the future. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.